Good morning.
Good morning, Ashley Riddle.
That was a remix.
Ken Jocelyn.
That was like Ken
Lindsay
Jocelyn
Harrison.
in the house. What's up, Lindsay and Ashley and Ken and Lauren? Our homies.
How's it going, everybody?
How is everybody this morning? You know what? A really sad thing happened yesterday, but it looks like it's not going to happen today, which is amazing, is we could not see any of your comments in real time. Well, it's never real time on Facebook Live. It's a little bit behind, but we couldn't see any comments until the live got over. I was like, that's kind of weird that nobody's commenting, but okay, whatever. And I normally say something about it, but then even when we did the Rise Above workout, we couldn't see any comments until afterwards. Sure. And then it's like, 35 comments. And I'm like, we could. So if we don't reply to you guys ever, it's because we can't see the comments. However, today it looks like we can. Good morning. Lindsay, Sam, Tammy. Yes, we can see your comments today. Lauren's all burpied out.
Dude.
She did, I think it was, workout 2 or 3 from the exclusive phase 1.
I don't remember what that workout was.
A lot. She did 100 burpees, 2 rounds of 50 burpees in each round.
Oh, shit.
I did 2.
Ashley, it's so amazing to now have you on the live workouts. Yay! How's everybody feeling today? If you can drop an emoji to describe your current mood or how your day's going so far, we'd love to see it. However,
I'm gonna drop an emoji. However, what?
We want to bring in some real talk today, like we do every day. And today, we're gonna talk about the real talk, or better yet, the lack of people's real talk with regards to how they own up the way that they eat. So now,
their behavior around fitness and food habits.
Yeah,
let's say. And
I think it's related to the all or nothing mentality, which I gotta be honest, like we've both been there, but the more we get immersed in this community, the more we realize that, wow, like our people are really just all or nothing, and we need to change that.
Everybody, I don't think it's just our people. I think, yes, the community that we have been gathering thinks this way, but I think that most of society thinks this way, and is exactly what breaks our hearts and why we're on such a massive mission and why we show up every single day. I literally was working until past 8 p.m. last night and woke up at 4 a.m.
Right.
And I don't say that to be like, oh, I'm cool, be like me. But I'm saying, like, we're on a serious mission because we started a wellness challenge. Many of you are probably in it. If you're not, sorry, we'll catch you on the next one. But what we're noticing is in the posts and the comments is a lot of people are posting and commenting thinking that this all or nothing, this perfectionist or this perfect mindset, or this, if I don't do it exactly like this, then I'm not doing it right. And we really do try to make our best effort to make sure that, I don't just want to say nutrition, I want to say your eating habits and behaviors are not an all or nothing when you're going day to day. There isn't, a half a banana is not going to kill you because it has some sugar in it. And we've talked about things like this before, and so that's not today's topic, but it is regarding like movement behaviors.
It is related to that.
Yeah.
So I want to get a show of hands of whether it's been you in the past or maybe it's you now, and we're going to, just bring about another train of thought in order to inspire to create a change. So
you asked earlier though about emojis, about how they're feeling today.
Yeah.
So we got some strong, we got some tired, we got some happy, we got some legs on fire. What's up, Jordan, CJ, Kayla? Welcome. Tammy.
Nikki Johnson, good morning.
And Jay.
So, with a show of hands, how many of you guys
have ever done extra
on the treadmill or working out, a double header session, whatever, after a day where you eat more than you normally do.
We call this guilt cardio. Raise your hand if you've ever done guilt movement, guilt cardio, guilt workout, and your main intention is, holy shit, I ate too much, or holy shit, I ate this thing or that thing, and so now I need to do extra working out. I've totally done it. Multiple. I don't even know how many times I've done it.
Oh my gosh, me either.
I haven't done it for the last several years, but I know.
I honestly think that the can't miss Monday workout theory came as a byproduct of me treating my body like shit on Sunday and feeling so guilty on Monday.
And I did it a Monday workout.
And I did it so many times that it got to a point where it's like Monday is like I
extra
can't
workout.
miss it.
You gotta go hard.
Right.
You gotta do extra. You
I
gotta
used
go
to
faster.
run 10 miles every single Monday. Like that was my thing.
Ugh.
Back in the day.
Ugh. Okay, we got some emojis. Who's brave and raising their hand? Every single person in this room should raise their hand, except for maybe some dudes, because you guys think a little bit differently. But
I don't know.
I said some dudes, but CJ Matchett here, guys, his hand up. But we know this dude. Lindsay, yep, too many in fact. Lauren, Jeanette, Kayla, the holiday guilt, the any day guilt. What's up, Jesse Fisher? Never seen you and her before. Welcome.
Yes, I have.
Oh, you have. Oh,
Yeah, we've seen him.
I've been blind. Joe Irvin in the house. Tammy's got her hand up. I think that unless you actually are mindless about what you're doing in life and don't give a shit about what you look like or what you feel like, which I find hard to believe, but I'm not going to say that it's nobody feels that. Like nobody doesn't care, if that makes sense. Nobody doesn't care. But it's possible. I believe there's always exceptions. There's always the few of the bunch. But I think for the most part, pretty much every person who cares at all about the way they look or the way they feel or what their confidence level is in the clothes that they're wearing or what their body's going to make them feel when they put on a swimsuit in the summertime, whatever, I think that every single person who cares even a sliver has done some kind of guilt fitness because of something that they've eaten. Now,
so I want you guys to think about the last thing that you did in life that made you feel guilty. Maybe your mom was in a compromised position and, you were going through a rough time, so like you didn't pay any attention to her. The reason why I'm saying it is because I'm Jewish and Jewish moms are great at making you feel guilty. So I get guilt trips all the time, which is why I call my mom every single day. But, I want you to think about the last time that you were guilty, right? And, when we feel guilty, it's a feeling, it's not a good feeling, right? So like you want to release it by doing something else that will kind of like balance it out, right? Drop a smiley if you agree, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, I think...
It's like you feel dirty and you got to get clean.
Right. Or it's like, come on. In college, like, I know all of you guys fooled around and after a night of having one too many drinks and you're like, like you do your... How do you call it when you go back to your
walk
dorm
of shame?
room? Yeah, when you do your walk of shame, right? It's like, and you feel guilty. It's like you try to overcompensate for it by doing something else that will make you feel better. And I don't know, if you're like me in college, then it's probably eating, which doesn't help. But, so you can make it even worse or even better. But if you're mindful, then you will go out of your way to do something to kind of like balance out that guilt.
And it's
right?
a good thing because it's you trying to make right something that you feel you did wrong.
Right.
And so that's a great thing, but it's the way in which we go about it and in what circumstances we go about it that can either help you or hurt you. And a lot of it is in here.
Yeah. So now something that we do when it comes to overeating is over exercising, right? I mean, let's think about the Monday after Thanksgiving. The gym is packed. All the girls. There's no cardio machines
No
available.
Stairmasters, no treadmills, no ellipticals.
Right? Or just January, right? Like what Kayla said.
Trying to make up for the last
the
year.
post-guilt holiday treats, whatever.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Just because you need a mental reset, that doesn't mean that it's going to provide you the solution.
Yeah.
And this is something that you have to pay very close attention to. So like, for example, after, a Sunday of, in fact, an entire weekend of binge eating, what I would do is on Monday, I will eat one meal and then I will go on a 10-mile run. So that way I'll be in an extreme caloric deficit and I will, sweat my ass off and hope to God that everything will be okay for another week. And now, though I felt better about myself when I woke up on Tuesday morning, do you think that I was actually getting ahead with my goals?
I don't think you felt better about yourself. I think you feel like you accomplished in your mind what you had set out to, which is making yourself feel like you had made up for what you had done.
Right.
Successfully.
Correct.
Now, let's talk about the physical effects that this pattern has and the mental effects that this pattern has. Because it goes both ways. And how the heck do we make it right? Like how the heck do we get out of it? Because it can become a vicious cycle.
Yeah. And it is a vicious cycle. And if you've been trying to lose weight for a long period of time, then this episode is something that you need to pay very close attention to, because I guarantee you that you're going through it right now.
And when we say lose weight, you can put that in any kind of transform your body category in whatever way you're looking to transform it, as long as it includes fat loss of any kind. It doesn't matter if it's 5 pounds. It doesn't matter if it's 50 pounds. The way you feel is still the same. Not satisfied. So when we say weight loss, that's because that's the buzzword that people use all the time. But really we're talking about any kind of body composition change, any kind of fat loss or leaning out. You can summarize under the weight loss umbrella.
Yeah, exactly.
So physically.
So physically, you might think that you're doing better, because there's a difference between the feeling of accomplishment, like, wow, I just did something that feels good, right? Because remember, 90% of the time, we think about what's currently happening to us. And that's why, for example, so many people are stressed out about the coronavirus, because that's what's being talked about, right? So now, if you just did, let's say, a 2-hour cardio session after a weekend full of, fun, binging, binge watching, binge eating, binge drinking, whatever, then all you're going to remember is that feeling of satisfaction. You will no longer remember what it is that you did during the weekend. But now, this is why Erin said that this is mental. The difference is with the fact that whatever you did over the weekend, or whatever you did over whenever it was, let's say 2 days ago, your body does remember that, in the sense that your body is already creating those small changes, right? But your mind feels otherwise at this point, because your mind is feel accomplished. So the expectation is now that, okay, like, I'm good. Like, time to reset for a couple of days, and then Friday comes around. Fuck it. Let's do whatever, right? The reason why we're saying this, I don't know about Erin, because we weren't dating back then. I was going through my own shit, and we were in different sides of the country, but I know that this is how I lived for at least 5 years of my life.
Oh, me too. Easy.
In that cycle, right?
Oh,
It's like Friday evening hit, Like everything became sub-mediocre.
Drinking,
Sometimes
eating.
it was like even like terrible. Like, but it was anywhere along the spectrum of from average to terrible, right? And then Monday, like basically intentional starvation plus overdoing it on the cardio. So I felt good about it because at this point that's all what my mind remembered, that feeling of accomplishment. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's like, okay, let's try to stay on track.
But when I'm talking about physically, not just like the feeling you get physically, but what it does hormonally and
Right.
what it does to your like internal structure, it like fucks you up.
Right.
Your metabolism goes boom. So then you actually, when you do find, like a lot of people that we start working with, you know, if you've ever worked with us, you understand how skeptical you would be about the strategies we give you at first, but then you see soon how effective they are. But some people, it takes a little bit longer because your metabolism has to catch up. Your metabolism has to get fired back up again. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, I have a slow metabolism, and then just stop there and blame it on that. It's not true. Maybe it is slow right now, sure, but that doesn't mean you don't have control over it. Semi-control, right? And it has to do with your eating patterns and your eating behavior. So if this is a cycle that you've been in, you can expect that your metabolism is pissed off at you.
And that's why also, like for women, that's why like thyroid problems are so common.
It's not because you have an actual thyroid condition, genetically or anything. It's because of your eating behaviors that your thyroid is like, you can go yourself. Mm-hmm. So it takes time to get that re-going, whatever, you know what I mean? And then mentally, you feel like a failure over and over and over and over and over. You lose belief, you lose belief, you lose belief, you lose hope, you lose hope. You start to feel like, am I even capable?
So you start to become more extreme.
Yeah. Less calories, more cardio.
Right.
And
how many of you guys who are in the room right now can relate to this? This was...
I want to read some comments because I know we have some. Kayla, I really want to have a conversation with you. I don't know if you guys saw a couple seconds ago, I was just kind of like staring off in the distance because I read this from Kayla. I still struggle with weekend binges. My husband comes home and I trash eat with him. And now... I know, I can tell by mostly the way somebody looks and what their language is. And Kayla, I'm not picking on you. I'm just using your comment because it made me think of this. Is if I go to somebody's Facebook profile and I just look through their posts, what kind of things they post about, if I look through the language, what kind of things they're saying in their posts, and if I look through their pictures and see what their lifestyle is like, I can sort of tell what your nutritional and lifestyle behaviors are.
Because it's patterns.
It's patterns. And it's not just physical, like you look like this, so you do this. It's not a generalization like that. It's all encompassing. Like the things you say matter because those are the thoughts in your head. And if those are the thoughts in your heads, then those thoughts actually will lead to actions, and those actions become habits and patterns. And so if you have certain things that you're saying, those come from thoughts, which turn into your behaviors that happen on a regular basis, which then manifests itself in your physical body and your physical form. I can also see who you hang out with, because if you become who you surround yourself with, and I can see who you're surrounded with, and I can check out this is weird, creepy, me stalking, but you know what? I'm really passionate about helping people feel freedom from this very thing. Like it sucks, it's draining, and it's depressing. I know because I've been there. And so, Kayla, I really want to have a chat with you about that because I'm desperate to help you. And anybody who finds themselves constantly struggling on the weekends, like I will beg you to do coaching with us. This is not supposed to be a sales video, but I'm going to say like our one-on-one coaching will change your life forever.
Yeah.
And I will guarantee it for 30 days. That is how strong I believe in our coaching. Mm-hmm. And so if you're struggling with these things, and you're desperate to get out of these patterns because it hurts, you need to message us. You have to. It's not an option. You have to, and we will find some kind of way to help you, because this is the mission that we're on, and I would be shooting myself in the foot if I didn't tell you that how bad I wanted to help you.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, we can only help people who want to help themselves. So if you're not ready and you started thinking of a bunch of excuses in your head, then you're not ready, and that's fine. Don't message us. But if you're ready and you're like, dang, I'm sick of this cycle and I need to get out of it because it's been happening for X number of years and it's killing me from the inside, you have to reach out. You absolutely have to reach out and save yourself. Mm-hmm. It's strange, but I tend to not eat as much on the weekends. Not sure why. Jeanette, I would be curious to know why. So I want you to start to think a little bit deeper.
I think I know why. This is something that I see very often with our people.
Fear?
No, it's not fear. It's lack of structure, right? Like you have a 9-to-5 job. Like you don't wake up as early, so you probably stay in and you sleep in a little later, because I know that you make it to the gym extremely early during the weekdays. So now, Jeanette, from what I know of you, this is what I can imagine. You wake up a little later, so there's less daytime in your day. And then what happens is you're probably eating a bigger breakfast than you normally do. So that holds you over for a longer period of time. And then maybe you want to have some fun. So you're like, okay, I might stretch it a little bit to kind of balance out the calories.
We should be weight loss mind readers and fortune tellers. I think it's accurate. Are we accurate most of the time? Here's the thing. We've been through it, so we get it. And sometimes we're not always right, because we can only make our assessments, but we know what it looks like. We know the behaviors. We know the language. We know the schedules. We know the timing. We know all of this because we've been through it. I want to be a fortune teller. I'm going to open up my own shop.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Palm reading. Weight loss palm reading. Who does that? I'll make a fortune.
Yep.
Okay. I think this lack of structure too on the weekends. Boom! Called it.
I know.
I started making targets on the weekends to help with it. That's awesome. Totally relatable. Good plan. I run on the treadmill and watch baking shows. That makes so much sense. Oh my gosh. Lindsay. It really will. Their passion to help is real, and you will learn so much, not just about nutrition, but about yourself. Amen. Yes. Thank you for that. Tammy, I do not have many friends or hangout people because I'm not a drinker or an eater. Hang out like-minded people is key. Lonely sometimes, but it is what it is.
But you guys, here's the thing too. That's why we created this community. When the show started, I just went live on my own Facebook, but then, we noticed that there were a few people who will consistently jump in, and we're like, well, what's the point of going in live every day if afterwards they can support one another? So, what's happening right now in the world is a perfect example. Just because physically you're not seeing somebody doesn't mean that, you can't still actually be in a supportive community. This is the entire intention of our whole page. So that, if, let's say, Tammy, you see somebody on the line that you're like, you know what, their story relates to mine, I feel like we can be buddies. Reach out to them, say what's up, introduce yourself. You guys can become best friends. Right? And, this is something that we always say. Weight loss is not about the weight that you lose, but who you become in the process. And, what you're going to notice is that the hardest thing about weight loss is not the eating. The eating is the easiest part.
Easy. Weight loss is easy.
And the eating is the byproduct, right? It's the decision-making process that you will have to make before, during, and after that will either get you the body that you want, or you will end up craving it for the rest of your life. Why? Because there's going to be some people who will have to not be in your life anymore. There's going to be some people that you'll have to hang around more, and that will require some sacrifices, right? Spending some time, spending some energy, maybe spending some money too, right? And then it's also the decision-making process with regards to foods. Yes, with regards to your behaviors and with regards to how it is that you're treating your body and other people, right? Weight loss is literally just a byproduct to the decision-making process that goes in people's heads. It's not macros, it's not calorie counting, it's none of that bullshit. It's all about your daily patterns.
Yep. And when we say weight loss is easy, for example, I have a question. How many times have you actually lost weight? Like, probably multiple times. And so the weight loss is not the easy part. It's you've lost weight without developing habits or discipline. So you just kind of hang on tight to whatever you're doing for as long as you can until you can't anymore. And then all hell breaks loose. We talk about it. It's called the fuck it moment. And so weight loss is the easy part. And that's why we say it's not about the weight that you lose. It's about who you become in the process. And about who you become in the process transfers over into other aspects of your life. So if you become more disciplined as an individual in order to accomplish your weight loss goal, you become more disciplined in every area of your life.
Yep.
Work, relationships, your chores, like everything, you just have the discipline. It's not as difficult for you. It becomes normal to have discipline.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean that every day is easy. There's still some days I don't feel like doing things I need to do. But because you're used to getting uncomfortable, it's easier for you to get into that zone of discipline, right? The other thing is you learn the difference between reasons and excuses. Mm-hmm. You learn the difference between, oh, it's because of, now I'm going to say, oh, it's because of my kids, because we hear that all the time. But we've also seen, though we're not moms, we've seen moms with kids make time for the things that they need to make time for. Now, the way that everybody's body changes is going to be at different paces and in different ways. But it's getting the things done that you need to get done. It's not a time thing. It's not a money thing. If I look at your bank account, I'll tell you what's important to you. Mm-hmm. Shoes or food or movies or Amazon or whatever. Right?
Or cars or maybe nutrition. Maybe your health.
Yeah. If it's full of Instacart with onions and broccoli and chicken breast versus Vaughn's cupcakes, we know what's important.
Yeah.
So that's how it transfers over into other areas of your life, and it really is truly transformational. Weight loss, when you do it as who you have to become versus how much weight do I want to lose versus who do I need to become to maintain the body that makes me feel like a fucking boss. Because they're different approaches, and one is actually mentally way easier, and it's not the one that you've done for however many years.
Yeah, that one is a torturous one.
I feel like there was a lot of church that happened today.
Today was a good church.
There was. It
was a really good church.
There was the Hebrew Hammer Church and
synagogue. And
there was Erin's church. The synagogue, yeah.
Yeah.
The synagogue and the church both came to town today.
Anyways, we're gonna end this with a hallelujah to your transformation.
Mm-hmm. Hallelujah, amen, and amen.
The takeaway point
bless.
Is that overdoing it with working out after eating a bunch of shit is definitely not going to help you. It's going to make you feel good for a second because that is what your brain will remember. However, your body will remember otherwise. Our body makes small changes in a very subtle way that compounds over a long period of time.
Yep.
Right? But
the other thing that could be a whole nother topic is
what?
Not seeing results in 1 to 2 weeks and then throwing in the towel. How many times has that happened?
Oh my gosh.
We can do a whole nother topic.
We should do a series on false expectations
of weight loss.
Yes.
Go. Done.
Okay. All right, you guys. On that note, in about 45 minutes, we'll be starting workout number 12 of the Rise Above program. It's crazy to think that this week we're gonna end it, but then we're all gonna be in quarantine for another month. So what are we doing?
We have things planned. Just stay tuned, you guys. Don't worry, we got your back.
By the way, happy April. It's already freaking April.
Yeah, and it's April Fool's Day, and I will tell you, we're not partaking in April Fool's Day. Not because I want to be a party pooper. Actually, I might fool you at some point today.
Knowing you, you will. Gosh. What is she gonna be up
The
to?
only Fool's Day trick I want is the world is not going down. I mean, the world is going down. April Fools.
Everybody
Everything's
can go
fine.
outside.
Coronavirus was an April Fool's joke. Just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
It's over. No more. Go party with your friends. That's what I want for April Fool's Day. Okay. Thank you guys for being here. We love you as always. If you found value in this, please share. These are also going on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, amazing. You will do us a massive favor by following our page or subscribing or liking or commenting or whatever. And also, if you don't follow our YouTube page already and you're in the Facebook group, you just got to search Erin and Sarit. Boom. And there's tons of amazing things in there, along with all the Rise Above workouts. So you can see them easily without having to like scroll through the entire page and be like, where's workout number 8? Go to YouTube.
By the way, one more thing. Today we're going to make a post with regards to the lineup of interviews that we have this month, which is crazy. It is so good, and we're so excited for you. It's going to start this Friday. But yeah, the reason why we want to do that is because the people that are going to be speaking are so valuable. You'll definitely want to invite your friends. So we want to be sure that, you know, for one, you can plan in advance for it so that you can show up for it. And for two, so that whoever you know will benefit from listening to them or will just want to listen to them because you know that name, then...
Yep. Some people just want to see
the
them
only
because-
way for them to get on it live is to be a part of this group. So you'll want to invite them, and we want to make sure that you're not stressed out about you know, doing it the night before like we've done in the past. Again, this is an evolving project. We keep on learning as things unfold, but yeah,
Awesome.
great.
Have an amazing hump day. Mike. What day is it?
Wednesday.
Hump day. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. Lauren's the first person that comes to mind. I feel like we relate on a similar wave. Okay, amazing. Have a great Wednesday. We love you guys, and we'll see you hopefully at 8 a.m. Pacific time for the Rise Above Day, what are we at, 12 workout. And tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. Pacific time for another amazing espresso show. Bye.